is at 2:18 in the morning. 2:18 in the morning, I'm still up. Um, a lot has been going on today. Um, I'm just tired. But what I wanted to reiterate, and that is about children. Okay. Today is what is now May 27th, and you have tuned in with Real Talk with Yolanda. So we're going to talk about a various amount of different topics. Um, this morning I didn't even go to bed. Well, yesterday morning I did not actually go to bed until like almost 5:30 because I was trying to learn this modern technology because we have actually rebranded. So even though you see Domestic Violence LLC right back there, we have actually rebranded our new organization name as Generational Wealth Education and Awareness Foundation. And the reason we decided to rebrand is because we want to reach a larger spectrum of individuals that need assistance, mainly our victims and survivors of abuse, not just domestic violence, but all kinds of abuse. That's why when I first started out, I had domestic violence because that was the only thing that I was addressing. But as I as my professional circle began to expand with professionals with the same or similar interests, that made me decide to broaden and address all kinds of abuse. I didn't realize it at the time, especially since I've been subjected to child abuse. So why didn't I even think about considering um, talking about child abuse as well? So apparently, child abuse appears to be on the rise. At one time, domestic violence itself, every time you heard about, anything on the news or you heard it in passing, it was always about a athlete did this or a someone in the entertainment industry done that up, with their partners or their significant others or their spouses. Mm-mm. Now it's child abuse. There are more and more biological parents as well as step parents, caregivers, relatives are molesting children, their own blood. Yes, incest was something that went on fluently years ago, even before I was born. However, it did settle, and I'm assuming, and I shouldn't be assumed because you know what they say now about when you assume stuff, okay? But I'm gonna take a jab at this one, and I'm gonna assume that it was still going on even past the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. It was just more on the low key. But I believe it's still going on, and it has been going on for centuries. Now, there are people who will be so quick to say there were ancestors during Jesus' time. True, you are definitely correct. However, There was only one that the Lord allowed. He approved it only so that we could have larger generation. Because if he didn't allow it, we would have just had, or it would have been just Adam and Eve and their children, where we have come from. So God did allow Adam and Eve's children to come together in order for there to be other children and they can multiply. That was the only time that the Lord gave approval. So you people that want to twist and turn the Bible around just for your own evilness and satisfaction and gratification, that's on you. That's something you're going to have to deal with on Judgment Day. God didn't give you permission to molest your child or any kids for that matter. But again, there's always going to be individuals who's going to twist and turn things around just to appease themselves and to convince themselves that they are correct when they're really not correct. And if you really want to know about what actually went on, you need to read Genesis, okay? Read Genesis 4 and read Genesis 18, okay? And you will get your answer. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that because this is not what that's about. But I do want to talk about children. Yes, children. Even more so about your teenagers, your fast ones. Yes, we all have had at least one fast teenager. But I can't really recall me having one. Because my children knew how to fly right. So I don't think I had one of those. But for some apparent reason, children today just have no regards for adults. Where is this coming from? Where? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from you parents who just are like a hands-off type of parent and don't want to actually be a parent? How many of y'all I'm just gonna throw this out there and ask the question, how many of y'all actually sit down at the dinner table, if you have one, sit down at the table. If you don't have one, sit down on some empty boxes, something. But how many of you actually sit down and eat dinner with your children? Or do you have one of those teenagers that just go in their room and eat? You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. Of course, we do know they're on their cell phones or they're on their iPads, but you don't know who they're talking to. I don't just understand why so many of you even have children. Why? Did you ever think about why you even wanted children? I'm talking about those of you who are hands-off type of parents and let your teenagers 12 and 13, well, I'm going to say 12 and 13, even though 12 is not teenager, considerably teenager, but I'm going to throw 12 in there too, because a lot of these 12-year-olds act like they're about 15. So how many of you actually take the time when you come home from work? That's if you're not working from home since COVID, because a lot of them did start working from home. I know I did until I retired. However, how many of you actually sit down when you come in from work, regardless of how tired you are, regardless of how much you have to tackle with the traffic and the people that have the road rage, but how many of you actually walk in the door and give your uninvited attention to your child or children and ask them how was their day? How many do you do that? Oftentimes, in this day and time, there are more bullying in schools. So in case if you parents haven't caught on, you need to get caught on because children are bullying. And you know what they say, okay? Hmm. They say mean people, hateful people are going to be just that towards other people. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And what's even more interesting, more and more of my childhood friends who I grew up with and still stay in contact with for these last 48 years, many of them are going through the same exact thing I used to go through with my supervisors. You know, those anal retentive type of supervisors that want to just micromanage everything that you do. Mm-hmm. And nothing you do, nothing you can possibly do that will satisfy these anal, retentive, unhinged, unbalanced supervisors out there. They have some unfinished business, and some unfinished stuff, mental stuff that they should have been taking care of before they became supervisors and managers and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. Hmm. Mm, mm, mm. But when you start having supervisors being bullied in the workplace, man, that's some serious stuff. That's some serious stuff. You may want to give them a gift card for Christmas to for one free visit of mental health. Hmm. And no, I'm not joking either or making fun of mental health because mental health is a serious thing. It's just that many people are in denial about having a mental disorder. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You have a lot of them in the office, supervisors, in the managerial positions, not even complying on their own medication. They know they're bipolar. Don't take your medication. Don't come to work and you all spazzing all over the place. Nobody want to deal with you. Mm, mm. Then you got some that really need to bring you down a whole lot. They need a Xanax. Mm, And what I despise the most, well, there's a lot of things I despise, but one of them, I cannot stand no bullies. Ooh, I don't like bullies. You know why? Because myself and my sister and a lot of our female friends that we all hung together because we were like a sisterhood. We always, well, there was always other females that always were jealous of us and always wanted to fight us. Why? Because you were not, let me see, what's the right word nowadays? Everything has to be PC correct. You can't say that like you used to years ago because people get all into their feelings. Good my goodness. Stuff that used to be wrong is right now. Does that even make sense? It's like society has become so desensitized with doing wrong. And it's normal, whatever that is. Normal. Hmm. Normal. And then they say, especially when I make a comment or I say something or I defend a post that someone else may have said, always got that one millennial. They always want to come on there and just throw temper tantrums. Okay, keep your comments to yourself. And then you have that one adult who always want to defend the millennials. Well, the millennials, at least they are more voiceful. At least they stand up and they listen, they that. Okay. Okay. Mm. All right. Not too many of them are bright. I did not say all of them. I said not too many of them are bright. First-hand experience and knowing, not what I read about or hear. No. You ask me, a lot of these alpha generation are a lot brighter than the majority of us. And I did say us. Very intelligent. Oh my gosh, these little 2 and 3 and 4 year olds, the little generation alpha. Oh my goodness, they're so intelligent, so smart. I can't even believe that my 5 year old grandson uh, is is smarter than the majority of first and second graders. And I say that because he knows his multiplication, he knows his addition, he knows his subtraction, and most schools don't even teach first graders that. I don't remember. I do remember when I was in second grade, we started doing multiplication and a little bit of division. We was just being introduced to division. But I believe in first grade they began teaching subtraction, the basic arithmetic. So yeah. Because I didn't even know that until I was in first grade. Sure. Then again, I struggled with math anyway. I never did like math. Still don't like math. I don't like math. I don't like science. I don't like computers. I don't like electronic devices. And yes, I'm using one only because I had to teach myself how to use it. And it wasn't easy either. oh, so much. It's like time is just sometimes I just feel like I'm in a twilight. I really do. Because everything moving so fast. Don't you think so? Everything just, we are already in May, in the middle of May. Before you know, we'll be in the summer. Mm, mm, mm. Everything just gone by so fast. Inflation going up. And even though inflation is going up, have you noticed when you buy a bag of chips now, the bag is this big, but there's only but that much chips in there. And all the rest of that at the top is all air. Just all air. Mm-hmm. My goodness. You're paying more, but you're getting less. A whole lot less. Mm. Yeah, so much going on in our world today. Excuse me. I am so tired. But I did not want to turn in for the morning because I can't say turn in for the night because it's already 2:30, a little bit after 2:30 in the morning. I didn't want to turn in without having something to say. And what's been on my mind all day today, I had the same discussion with a former colleague of mine from work. Yeah, I stay in touch with some of my colleagues that I used to work with, only some, because my circle always was very small. I ain't trusting new people, still don't. But we had a discussion. I don't know how it came up. It was a discussion about children being kidnapped and sex trafficked. Even though you don't hear the news talking about, I'm surprised. Hold on, because my lips are getting a little dry and my water's over there. Put a little Vaseline, old fashioned, so I don't need to put all that other stuff on my lips, because my lips be peeling. Old fashioned stuff do just fine. But yes, I'm surprised we don't hear the news even promoting and talking about sex trafficking and at least encouraging parents to watch their children. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Mm. Wow. Well, what I do want to say is what I used to always tell my daughter way before, because she's like in her 30s, but way before this new thing came about is when she first started driving, I've always encouraged my daughter never to park anywhere next to a box truck. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know the box truck where they only have a window on the driver's side and the passenger side. And a lot of times there's no windows on the side of that truck or on the back of that truck. Mm-hmm. All they gotta do is swing that door open real quick, grab you, and throw you in and close it up. Won't nobody even know you even in that truck. You can be kicking and carrying. They'll just punch you one time, knock you out, or you know, stick you, drug you up to keep you out for a while until they get to their destination and do what they want to do with you. So this was that video was about. Whether you are male or female. And I'm not talking about the elderly people or people that's in their 40s and 50s. These sex traffickers not even thinking about you. You know who they want? They want the 4-year-olds. You know them little precious little angels? They want them. Mm-hmm. They want them. And you know why they want them? Because, for one, they'll cry and fight for a little bit, but after a while, they'll mold them and groom them just the way they want them. Mm-hmm. It's easy. Mm-hmm. That's why they ain't trying to come after the 30 and 40 and 50-year-old women and men. Besides, we ain't got nothing to give them. I was telling the co-worker earlier today, I said, women our age, everything have gone south, except for those that have the money to get everything lifted and tucked and everything else. But no, us natural women, let it all go south, you know? That's why they don't want us. I made a joke today with my coworker. I said, yeah, they don't want me to be swinging and sliding down some pole. Everything be going south. All them cellulites and everything. They be like, oh no, go. We'll pay you to go. So what they want are the vulnerable population from the ages of 4 to a college age, like 21, 22, 23-ish. They'll probably even go up to late 20s. But 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, they ain't thinking about y'all. They ain't thinking about me either. Even though everybody say I don't look my age, but damn near almost 60. So, yeah. So, but yeah, on the serious tip, cause that's why I named it Real Talk with Yolanda. Cause I ain't holding nothing back. Who gonna fire me? Me? Anyway, watch out for your children, please, people. I don't know how many times I can say this. I've made already 7 podcasts, and every time I get a moment, I say, please protect your children. We shouldn't have children dying left and right. We shouldn't have children being kidnapped and gone for months and years, being tortured and sexed out. That's not the life children are supposed to be having. Keep your eyes on your children. I understand that sometimes with a single parent, because I was a single parent too, but neither one of my children can ever say I left them in the company of anybody where they was violated. My eyes was always on my children. Okay? Always on my children. Even when they would get picked up from kindergarten, preschool, and it was time for them to change clothes, take a bath, to get ready for bed, I was spot checking. Spot checking. looking, spot checking. They not have seen no bruises. Spot checking, all up in there. The spot checking, making sure. Did anybody touch you today in school? Anybody touch you today in preschool? Anybody touch you today in daycare? You better rest. You better believe it. You gotta do them spot checks, parents. A lot of times these children are not going to tell you nothing because they're afraid, because whoever's violating them, hurting them, have already threatened that if they say anything, they was going to come back and kill them and probably kill the family too. You better get with it, parents, caregivers, whoever you are taking care of a child. You better do them spot checks when they come home from school. Any bruises? That's right. That is right. And you better ask some questions. How was your day today in school? Did anybody mess with you? Did anybody bully you? Did anybody take your lunch money? Did anybody take your lunch? Did anybody push you in the hallway as you was going to another class? Ask the questions. It's when we don't ask the questions is when things happen. Even with the teachers. Ask your child, did your teacher treat you well today? Yeah, I asked them questions because I was always ready to go up to the school to address anything with them teachers. I didn't care. Today, parents are so afraid to go up to the school. Goodness, so afraid the cops gonna come. That's your child. Mm, mm. And I know that my organization is about abuse, domestic violence, sexual trafficking, any forms of abuse. When my kids were small, I wish somebody would have tried to hurt my kids. I wouldn't be sitting in front of this camera right now, that's for sure. I'll tell anybody back then, I would die for my kids. I'll go to prison for my kids. Don't play with my kids. Don't play. And that's the attitude parents should have today. Your child come home and tell you, Mommy, Daddy, the teacher called me out my name. Mommy, Daddy, the teacher made me sit in the corner. You better investigate. Don't say, well, you must have did something wrong. You must have did something. Parents, you better stop it. You better go up to that school, investigate. Investigate. There are some good teachers. And then there are some mean ones, some crooked ones too, that will show favoritism. And if your child hair is not neatly combed, if your child is not wearing the finest and name brand of clothes, and sometimes that can work the opposite too. Because you got some teachers, because they don't get paid a lot, they don't like to see children coming into their classroom with $102 and $300 pair of shoes. So you may have a teacher that may be jealous of your child and mistreat them. Y'all better get with it. Just look, there's bad people and good people everywhere and in every profession, even in schools with the teachers and the principals. Yes, they can smile at the children when they pass and do the poet. All right, Joey. All right, Carmen. All right, Shaquita. Y'all better go to class now. Y'all better watch your kids. Shoot. Better watch them. My grandkids better never tell me, or I better never find out that somebody messed with my grandkids in school. And it better not be no adult. We're going to have a come to Jesus moment in that classroom. A come to Jesus. You know what that is? A come to Jesus moment is when you're sitting down in front of somebody and you're quoting scriptures left and right, and you're telling them how good God is and what God will do if you mess with their people. That's a coming to Jesus moment. They'll be afraid of you then. They'll be like, oh Lord, I don't want the Lord to strike me down. Huh. Mm. Oftentimes my family, they don't like to tell me when anybody, is mistreated in any kind of way, especially my mother. Oh my gosh. Ooh, don't let my mother go to the hospital or have to be hospitalized. I'm the last person usually that knows. First, it'll be my youngest sibling. He'll go up there and check her out, and then it'll be my. And then if he have any issues with the medical staff, he'll call my sister, which is older than him. Well, we all older than him, but he'll call my sister because she's more the judicial side of things. You know what you know what I'm talking about. Everything got to be on that level of conversation. But when she can't get through, yeah, they call me. Yeah, they call me. It's my teeth. I got more teeth. No, I drank up all my teeth. Yeah, they call me. You can't mess with my mama now neither. Mm-mm. 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 So when I go up there, I start off nice. I really do. I really do. But don't go sideways. Don't go sideways on me. You don't want to go sideways on me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, you don't want to go sideways on me. I've been through too much in my life, come from a long ways to get where I am today, to be nice and calm, nice and calm. But I have my moments. We all do. We all do. We all do. And just like I was sharing with a colleague of mine, I have my moments. A certain smell, a certain noise. I cannot stand loud noise. Oh my God. It's like, ooh, I don't like it. I like peace and quiet. I really do. Did I like peace and quiet before I went to Iraq? No, I can't remember. I think I was a regular, like normal person. Went to the movies. Didn't mind going to well, I never liked going to the state fair. But I didn't mind going to like places like King's Dominion and, places in other states. You know what I'm talking about? But I didn't mind. But things change. I change. So I like peace and quiet. I don't like smelling certain things because it reminds me either of my child abuse experience or it will remind me of one of my relationships that didn't work well, or it will remind me of my children's father. Oh my gosh. Oh, he used to wear brute and old English. Back then, I thought it was smelling good. That smells good. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I can't smell that now. It turns my stomach. It just smells so cheap. No, I'm not bougie, and I haven't over the years became bougie. It's just that I know cheap when I smell it. You have to understand. I was married by the time I was 23 with two children. Didn't know nothing about being a wife and didn't know anything about being a mother. So, and I never was around males that wore any type of cologne. Mind you, I was a freshman in college. I didn't date much. I didn't know. So, and then coming from a Christian family, please. So the only cologne I used to smell was my dad, my, stepdad's, and he always smelled good. He always smelled good. Always smelled good. So began enjoying the smell of good smelling men. So when my kid's father came along and he was wearing brooding in the old English, to me that smelled good. Like I said, that was then. I can't stand that smell. Oh, there was another one, another type of cologne. It was called Hog or Hog. All I know, it started with an H, and it smelled good then. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Can't stand that smell. And if I smell it just it's like click. It makes me remember what he did to me that first time by choking me. Okay, I don't like thinking about that because more and more women now are being subjected to being strangled. It seems like that's the MO lately. Strangle her. You know? That's a quick way to kill somebody. Strangle them. But yeah, that seems like that's been the MO lately. So when I hear about it bothers me because then I get back in that place of how in the world did I get there? How? How? I didn't see them signs. So I didn't think I saw the signs. But you know what? Nah, man, we're gonna touch that because I'm not gonna sit here and do no coulda, woulda, shoulda. I'm just glad I did what I did and left, and I'm, doing my own thing. And I was able to walk away from that alive. Not too many victims are able to walk away from it alive. I remember after I left my children's father, I waited a few. I won't say I waited long enough, but which I should have. But nope, not gonna say shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm not gonna do that. But somebody introduced me to someone. It was a good friend. And a lot of times when you have a female friend and they want to try to hook you up, you're like, okay, all right, I trust you. But make a long story short, he started off being nice. Kids liked him and everything. Nice, real nice. Up to this day, I don't know where that man was from. I don't remember if he said he was from Panama. All I know, he was from some West Indian place. I think he said Panama. I think he did say Panama. But anyway, he was divorced and he had a son, but the wife had full custody of the son. And um, I never asked, why are y'all divorced? Those are some questions a lot of us women need to start asking when we start dating men with children. Where's the mama? Were you married? Y'all got a divorce? What happened? Don't feel like you being all in their business. You need to be in their business if they're going to be up in yours and they're going to be in your life. You want to know. You want to know, did he slaughter and kill his wife? Look, a lot of that's going on now. Just hacking off spouses nowadays. What for? Just get a moment. What you gotta hack them off for? And then you got those that are stupid. Yes, I'm saying stupid. Gonna go and be an accomplice and help them move the body? Are you crazy? Shoot. Hmm. Y'all better start asking questions. Meeting somebody with a child. Where is the mother? Some questions you better start asking. Hmm. Mm-mm. And now you have sex traffickers that are kidnapping kids. You don't know if that's that person's child. Just because that child is with them doesn't mean that that's their child. Ask question, people. My gosh. Better ask some questions. Hmm. Yeah, I better ask some questions. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Nowadays, people are just wearing all kinds of faces. You don't know what you're getting. They smiling, pearly white teeth, and clean cut, and be a serial killer, or a psychopath, or a sociopath, or somebody who's a paranoid schizophrenic without being on their meds. Y'all better ask some questions. Mm-mm. That's why I tell all of my friends, former co-workers, don't bring nobody this way. We ain't doing no double dating, no blind dates, none of that. Yolanda living her best life. Don't bring nobody my way. Because I still got connections. I'll do a background check on them. Keep them right where they are. I don't want them at all. If God want me to have somebody, God will bring them on to me. He'll bring them my way. I don't need nobody else bringing nothing my way. You want to give me something? Give me a dog. And I'm serious. Give me a dog. Even though I already got one, give me a dog. I don't mind hugging my rock wall. I don't mind. I ain't talking about kissing my rock wall and my talking about like one of his little cheeks. Big old things. And he's only 5 though. He's my baby. Like he's a big old rock, big old thing. That's my baby. That's my baby. But yeah, give me a dog in the day of the week. Give me a dog. Yes. Heck, I'll even take a parrot. At least I have somebody to talk to. Because a dog, that's all they do. At least a parrot will actually talk to you. You know, you gotta teach it, of course, but they'll talk to you. So, and I don't even really need that because I talk to myself a lot of times now. Don't bother me. I have a huge, long conversation to myself by myself. And sometimes I'll do have a conversation with God. Me and God to be having a conversation and just asking what's going on. I know you're coming back soon. Oh my goodness. And I know you said certain things gotta have to happen before you come back, but my gracious. Mm, 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 mm. But anyway, I'm about to get off of here. And it's what, 3 o'clock in the morning? Well, like I said last night, I did until 5 in the morning, which was yesterday. So, but I really wanted to have this conversation to reiterate watching your children at all costs. And I've said this several times before. I see everyone's children, my children. I see everyone's children, my grandchildren. So I have a heart and a love for all children, regardless of what race they are. Because children are angels to me. They little precious little things. I ain't talking about them other ones that are disrespectful and can push you up and down. They need Jesus. Their whole family probably needs Jesus, but I ain't talking about them. Talking about the ones that are very respectful and the parents don't send them to school and expect for the school to teach them respect and morals and integrity. No, talking about the ones where they receive all of that at home along with hugs. Yes, and they tell their children they love them. Yes, those. Speaking of that, are you guys aware that it's important that you hug your child every day? Are you guys aware of that? That's part of the child developing good character and and have a sense of feeling that they're loved. Are you guys aware of that? There's so many kids out there that don't even get a hug from their parents, especially you so-called, I don't know what you are, you males who tell your sons you don't supposed to cry. You a boy. You don't cry. Okay. Okay. All you're doing is damaging your child by telling your son he cannot cry because he's a boy. You're damaging him emotionally and you're damaging him mentally. And all you're doing is beginning a pathology of that traveling and going into his generation. When he have children, he's gonna do the same thing because of you. So stop telling your son he can't cry. You don't cry, but you don't tell your son don't he can't cry. When you cry, you're letting out a lot of germs, a lot of bacteria. You're flushing out everything anyway. It's like when you take a piss, okay? Do you hold your pee pee? No, you don't. So don't tell your child not to cry. Oh, I'm getting hot now. I gotta get me some water. I can't stand when parents tell their kids don't cry. Mm. Hmm. That was good. Some good water, nice and cold. I have to drink more water. Definitely got to drink more water. Now, getting back to you people. Let me ask you this. Let me give you a scenario. Okay. You wake up. Your whole life is not the same anymore. You get a foreclosure on your house. All this time you thinking you've been paying your mortgage, but it really hadn't been applied correctly. So somebody in the bank messed it up. You don't know that yet. Only you know, hey, you've been paying your mortgage. You got to be out that house. You and your family within 24 hours. You come outside, you see that your vehicle have been repoed. Same thing happened. Even though you think you've been submitting your payment, apparently somebody there at the finance office made a mistake. You don't know that. Okay? You have no way to get to work. Even though you try, and you may have two vehicles, but then you go to try to find the keys to that vehicle, you can't find the keys. Mm. So now what you do? You call a relative, call a friend, or call a coworker to come pick you up, take you to work. Well, what about your wife if you got one? What about your kids? Okay. In short, let's say you woke up and you lost everything. You lost your home, and if you live in an apartment, you got evicted. You lost your vehicle, and because you couldn't get to work, you lost your job. That a job you've been on for 20, 25, 30 years. Yeah, one of those steady, consistent jobs. So you knew you was going to get a good retirement. But then you was told all them years you invested with that company don't even count because you got fired. Hmm. Let me ask you, are you going to cry? I bet you will. Hmm. I bet you will. So don't tell your kids don't cry. And I got one for you, women. You know, there's some women out there who act just as tough as a male. Let me ask you, you wake up and all your natural hair is laying on a pillow. And oh, you got a bunch of bald spots. You gonna not cry? You gonna first thing you're gonna do is scream. You're gonna say every word there is. You're gonna be calling the hockey sticks and the sugar honey iced teas and all of that. Yes, you will. You're gonna be cussing up a storm, and you're gonna have some tears in your eyes. You want your son or your daughter to come over and say, "Mama, stop crying. It's just hair." Now, if something like that happened to me, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. You know why? Because I've had my head shaved twice in my lifetime. Once when I was in Iraq, and once when I came home. When I found out my sister, not when I came home, but around 2019, 2018, that she had breast cancer, shaved my hair. All it is hair, people. God, some of you women act like you can't even live without no hair. It's all about being comfortable in your skin. If you ain't comfortable in your skin, then I guess you feel like you gotta have a wig on, you gotta have a weave, you gotta have extensions. Please. All it is hair. You'll get it back. You'll get it back. I don't know. Some of y'all women just have your priorities in the wrong place. Wrong place. Wrong place. And you women who out there trying to wear the pants, I'm not talking about the lesbians, the bisexual, I ain't talking about them. I ain't talking about they're in a class all by themselves. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about you ladies who always say, uh, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. But then when you get one, you want to tell them what to do. And that's why I say you wearing the pants. You want to tell them what to do, and then all of a sudden they don't do what you want them to do. So you go and hit them, you slap them, you do this. You know they're not gonna hit you back. That's why you're doing that. Because I guarantee you, if that was Pookie, Baby, Day, and Nay doing that, and you gonna slap them, you already know. You'll be flying into next week. But it's you women who put your hands on good men who you know is not going to put their hands back on you. That's why you do it. You take these good men for granted. Men that were trained, well, not trained, but were raised to respect women, to hold the door for a woman, to open the car door for a woman. You women don't deserve men like that. You don't. You deserve them Pookie and Day Day, Nay Nay, and all of them. The ones that be having their pants hanging off down their back of their kneecap. You deserve them. And they deserve you. Okay? But you need to leave the good ones alone. And leave them for the young ladies that have some respect for themselves and for the young man that they're dating. Because you don't deserve them. You want to be a woman, but at the same time, you want to act in the role of being the one in authority. You know, you don't got to do all of that, ladies. Be a lady. Be a lady. If that's what you want to be, just be a lady. Okay. And besides, why would you even want a man that you can tell them what to do? I can't even think that I would want somebody like that. If I want somebody, I would want a man that has a backbone, put his foot down and say, "Woman, we ain't doing it like that. Woman, no, I love you now, but we're not gonna do that." That's the type of man. That's a man. I ain't talking about a man that slap you up. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a man puts foot down. Woman, nope. Hmm. Mm. Now, I don't know why you ladies out there, I ain't gonna call you ladies. Well, yeah, I'll still give you that respect. I'm not gonna be mean like that. You ladies who um mistreating good men, mm-mm. Men like that don't come often. And from the picking, that you young ladies have out here. You be lucky if you get one. Oh boy. That's another topic. You don't know what you're getting. Once upon a time, you did. Nowadays, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know. Woo. That's sad. That's sad. It's sad how this world is just, it's Sodom and Gomorrah. That's exactly why this world is turning. Wow. Mm. You don't know what you're getting. It's like, let me see. It's like a Cracker Jack box. Have you ever had a Cracker Jack box? You don't know what you're gonna get. What kind of toy you like? Oh, out here, you don't know what you're gonna get, guys and women. You don't know what you're gonna get when you open up that box of Cracker Jack. You think you're gonna get a cute little toy. You may get a little roach. Oh, that's funny. No, it really isn't. But I haven't even had Cracker Jacks in years. I think the last time I had a box of Cracker Jacks, it was like in the 90s. Yeah, it was in the 90s. I don't even know. Do they even make Cracker Jacks anymore? Or do they even have a toy in it anymore? That's the only reason why I used to laugh when I dump it in, stick my hand down in and get the toy. Yeah. I feel sorry for you young people who just beginning your lives, graduating from college and going to begin your career. Some may even start a family before you start your career, and some may do vice versa. Some may start a career before they start a family. But you better be careful what you get. What you oh boy, just ask questions. If it's too good to be true, it is. You better go be running to the hills, because if it's too good to be true, you know what they say. If it quack like a duck, looks like a duck, swims like a duck, it's a duck. Ooh, I'm glad I don't have to worry about that no more. Glad I had my kids when I had them. It was a struggle. It was a challenge. But I thank God for my family that was there to help me raise them. Yes. Can't even imagine being a single parent, trying to continue with my college education while taking care of a 5-year-old and a 1.5 year old. Yeah. When I look back at that time, I'm like, wow, I actually did all of that. And I actually remember the many nights. I remember the place where we actually stayed, where we were renting soon after we left the domestic violence shelter. I remember as though it was yesterday. I remember exactly what the inside of the house looked, what the bedrooms looked like. I remember everything. I remember the refrigerator only having a gallon of milk and some bread and a thing of I think it was 5 pound bag. No, it's the regular size bag of flour. hmm I used to always, cause we didn't have any food, and there were many times, like I shared in my other podcast, I went to bed many times without food. I didn't care. It was all about survival. As long as my children ate before they went to bed, that's all that mattered. I always kept bread, milk, flour, and the old fashioned oatmeal, the one with the, I don't know, is that a sailor or a captain or something on it? Yeah, that old fashioned one. They always had a nice hot meal, oatmeal before they went to bed, and when they went to school, because we didn't have anything. Until later, I decided to apply for food stamps, because I didn't even think about to apply for food stamps until a friend of mine I met in class. We started hanging out, and she was like, "Yeah, I get such and such amount of food stamps." I was like, "Really?" She said, "You need to apply. You can get it." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." Back then, food stamps weren't on no EFT card. It was actual colorful Monopoly money. But yeah, I remember. I remember a lot. And when I look back now, where I am now, from where I came from, oh my gosh. If if my present self would have had a conversation with my younger self and told her she would be running her own company and have gone to and would be going to war and come home surviving and not in a body bag and publishing 3 books, not one, not two, but 3, and also graduating with a graduate degree? Nah, I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't believe it. I still, yeah. Sometimes I say that I'm about to say it. I don't know how I did it, but I know God was there every step of the way. Like that poem, Footprints. He's there every step of the way. Because if I had to do this all by myself, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Not one bit. And every now and then you'll notice I'll share a little bit about myself, stuff that may have been mistakenly omitted in the previous podcast, because it's so much that happened in my life that I can't just sit here and spill it all on one podcast. So it has to be shared at different times. And then again, like I've shared in my previous, I can't sit too long because as you can see, I start moving around and everything. Like I'm about to get over here now from my hip. That's why I have to twist and turn because my hip starting to hurt and my back. But I'm going to end here and remember what I said. Do not park between any box trucks. They don't have any windows. Don't park next to them. And don't let your little babies, your 4 and 5 and 6 year olds, ride their bikes or walk to school by themselves. Please don't do that. Walk to school with them, especially those of you who are housewives. I have nothing against housewives, but if you're gonna be one, you need to be there for your child. You need to be at every PTA meeting too. There should be no reason why your child should have any problems in school if you are stay-at-home mom. I'm sure there are a lot of women out there who wouldn't mind being a stay-at-home mom, but then again, I don't think so because COVID proved that. Mm. A lot of these moms who have children, they couldn't even stay underneath the same roof with their child. A lot of kids were killed during COVID. A lot of children were killed in COVID, especially here in Texas. And if you don't know, you better Google. Texas has the highest percentage of children deaths. I don't know how to pronounce deaths. Yes, the highest. The highest. Every time you turn around, you got an Amber Alert. Yeah. hmm The state that most people just love wanting to flourish to because it does well with business. Yeah. If you come here, you better be careful with your kids. Matter of fact, you go anywhere, you still need to be careful. And that's another thing. You people who be traveling, going to the airports, and you're sitting down and you're letting your child walk to the restroom by themselves. People, come on, stop getting so relaxed. We don't live in La La Land. We live in the land of reality. People who you don't even suspect will grab up your child. I'm getting a headache and I'm getting sleepy because I'm getting frustrated. So I'm gonna end here and I'll catch you people on another night because I'm really getting really upset. And I don't want to get upset. I really don't. Mm-mm. I don't want to get upset. No, no, I don't. So I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna end here. And you, precious people, I will see you on another night.